Have you ever felt trapped in a never-ending cycle where success always seems out of reach? Maybe you feel like you're doing your best, but you still can't achieve the wealth and success you desire. The good news is that you are not alone, and this can all change in just 6 months. In today's video, we will share powerful strategies and practical tips from Warren Buffett, one of the greatest investors in the world, so you can transform your mindset and achieve everything you've ever dreamed of. We'll cover how to develop solid self-confidence, improve your communication, and adopt an abundance mindset. Also, you can become the best version of yourself. So, if you're ready to turn the game around and change your life, subscribe to the channel now, turn on notifications, and start your transformation. Together, we will achieve the success you deserve. The opportunity of stones and diamonds. A long time ago, on a dark night, a group of people were climbing a mountain. During the ascent, a mysterious voice from heaven instructed them to get off their horses, pick up stones, and fill them into bags. When morning came, these stones turned out to be diamonds, and people felt a mixture of happiness and sadness. Happiness at having found the diamonds, but sadness at not having collected more stones. This simple but profound story illustrates the way opportunities come into our lives unexpectedly. We often have the chance to turn something ordinary into something valuable, but a lack of insight prevents us from fully taking advantage of these opportunities. Just like in history, life's opportunities can be in places where we least expect them, in simple, everyday moments, such as a casual conversation, an idea that appears without warning, or even a change in perspective. However, the key to turning these diamonds into real wealth is not simply realizing they exist, but taking action when opportunities arise. Often, people see these chances but don't take the necessary action to take advantage of them. They wait for the perfect moment or believe they are not capable of handling the situation. This is what stops them from moving forward and achieving something extraordinary in their lives. Now, reflect for a moment. How many times have you had an opportunity in your hands, but let it pass you by due to lack of action, or because you didn't believe you could do something great with it? The fact is that, just like the people in the story, we all have moments of potential, but it's up to us to decide how to act. True wealth comes not just from recognizing opportunities, but from our willingness to seize them and make the most of them. This reflection is important because, just like these people who climbed the mountain, we all face challenges, but the big difference is in how we react to these challenges. Life offers moments that can be decisive, and often they are not great planned moments, but unexpected moments like the simple act of picking up a stone that later turns out to be a diamond. Remember, success is often not in big decisions, but in the small choices we make on a daily basis. Therefore, the central message of this story is clear. Opportunities are all around you, often hidden, waiting to be discovered. The only question is, are you willing to get off your horse, pick up the stones, and make something valuable out of them? So, from now on, stay tuned, as chances can appear at any time. Before continuing, I ask you to leave a like so YouTube will deliver all of our other videos to you. Never let what you can't do interfere with what you can do. One of the biggest obstacles people face in their lives is the belief that they are not capable of achieving something. They often allow themselves to be paralyzed by what they think they can't do, instead of focusing on what they have the power to accomplish. A powerful quote says, "Never let what you can't do interfere with what you can do." This message teaches us not to waste energy regretting the things we cannot control, but to focus our strength on what is within our reach. How many times have you felt helpless in the face of a challenge, thinking that you simply didn't have what it took to overcome it? The truth is that we all go through this, but the secret is to realize that the key to achieving our goals is not what we lack, but what we can use effectively. If you stop to think, many of the achievements you have had to date were possible not because you were a perfect person or because you had all the answers, but because you simply focused on the actions that were within your reach. Sometimes one small step is enough to start making a difference. For example, maybe you want to start a business, but you feel like you don't have enough money or the necessary experience. However, instead of being paralyzed by these limitations, what can you do? Maybe start small, seek information, learn about the market, or even make contacts with people who already have experience. What matters is taking the first step without waiting for the perfect situation. Success, most of the time, is the result of continuous actions, not big leaps. Here, the real question is, what can you do today to change your trajectory? Even if you don't have all the resources or skills right now, you have the power to act, and that's what will make a difference. Remember, no matter how challenging the path, what really counts is your ability to take the first steps, even if it's into the unknown. Now, thinking about it, what do you believe you can do today to move towards your dreams? Comment below and share your vision, renewing your hope to set new goals. One of the greatest strengths we can have is hope. It is the key to renewing our enthusiasm for life. And without it, we run the risk of getting lost in everyday difficulties. The concept of hope is deeper than simply wishing for something good to happen in the future. It's about believing that the future can be better. But to do so, you need to take a positive and proactive attitude now. When we look back, we often come across difficult times that, when remembered, seem to dominate our mindset. This can be a big obstacle, because if we get stuck in memories and experiences of the past, we lose the ability to look ahead and see new possibilities. If this resonates with you, know that you are not alone. We all face challenges, but the important thing is to understand that the past does not define who you are now. What really matters is what you choose to do from this moment on. Change begins the moment we renew our hope. This means adjusting our vision of the future, seeking new goals, dreams, and objectives. From the moment we decide that our lives can improve, our attitudes begin to change. If before you were stuck in a cycle of frustration and discouragement, by renewing your hope, you begin to look at opportunities with a new perspective, more positive and full of potential. This is what happens when you redefine your goals and dreams. It is also important to understand that hope is not something that magically appears. It needs to be cultivated. And how do you cultivate hope? The answer lies in adopting a growth mindset. This means seeing challenges as opportunities for learning and evolution, rather than insurmountable obstacles. Every small achievement, every step taken towards a goal, serves as fuel for hope. The most interesting thing is that when you renew your hope, you begin to realize that opportunities are all around you all the time, waiting to be taken advantage of. It could be a new course, a new project at work, or even a conversation that offers a new perspective. The secret is to keep an open mind and be willing to see these chances as part of your growth path. Therefore, instead of focusing on what didn't work or on the difficulties, seek to renew your hope and look forward with courage, knowing that you have the power to create a better future. With this new perspective, your dreams begin to take shape, and the future stops being an uncertain place and begins to be an extension of what you decide to build. The power to change yourself and overcome the past. In our lives, we are often impacted by past experiences that shape the way we see the world. However, it is essential to understand that the past does not need to define our future. True strength lies in our ability to change, evolve, and, most importantly, start again. The idea that we can transform our reality is one of the most powerful there is. This transformation begins with changing our view of who we are and what we are capable of achieving. Have you ever caught yourself thinking that your past limits you, or that the difficulties you've experienced so far are an insurmountable barrier to your success? If so, know that you are not alone. We all go through difficult times, and many of them leave deep marks. However, what really matters is not what happened, but how we choose to react to it. The way we see ourselves, our self-esteem, and the confidence we have in our ability to overcome difficulties are the first steps towards change. The good news is that no one is destined to be the same as they always were. Human beings have a unique ability to reinvent themselves. This means that regardless of the circumstances you grew up in, the hardships you faced, or the failures you made in the past, there is always room to start again. We all have the ability to transcend. When we talk about transcending, we are referring to the power to go beyond, to break with old patterns and build something new. This change can be made through developing self-confidence. Self-confidence is not something you gain overnight. It is built through practice, small daily victories, overcoming obstacles, and understanding that you have the power to shape your future. By improving your self-esteem, you begin to see the world in a different way. Difficulties stop being insurmountable barriers and become just challenges to be overcome. It is also important to understand that change does not just depend on individual effort. Transformation often comes from realizing that the patterns and behaviors we reproduce may have roots in our family or relationships. Don't blame yourself for this, because just like you, your parents, grandparents, and other family members are also in the process of learning and evolving. If you notice that certain family or behavioral patterns are not healthy or desired, you have the ability to stop them and start new cycles. This process of transformation and overcoming requires courage, patience, and persistence. However, the reward is immense. When you decide to no longer be a prisoner of your past, but rather the creator of your future, a new horizon opens up. You become capable of reinventing yourself, taking control of your life, and creating the conditions to be who you really want to be. By doing this, you become a stronger person, more prepared to face life's challenges, and more capable of taking advantage of the opportunities that arise along the way. The importance of self-love and the value of respecting yourself. The first step towards a successful life, full of achievements and achievements, begins within ourselves. We can't offer something to others if we don't have it ourselves. Self-love and self-respect are the foundations for any true transformation. We cannot expect to be treated well by others or get what we want if we do not cultivate these feelings within ourselves. Self-worth is an essential component to achieving success. When you respect yourself and have a positive image of yourself, you transmit that energy to the world. And by doing so, you begin to attract opportunities and people who respect and value you in the same way. The way you see yourself is reflected in the outside world. Therefore, the first and most important relationship you must cultivate is the one you have with yourself. Many people struggle because they don't feel worthy of success, happiness, or fulfillment. They carry with them constant self-criticism, which prevents them from acting and taking advantage of the chances that arise. However, this cycle of self-sabotage can be broken. To do this, you need to observe yourself and realize that everyone has the right to be happy, to achieve their goals, and to have a prosperous life. This starts with internally changing how you see yourself. Self-love does not mean being selfish or self-centered, but rather recognizing your value and understanding that you deserve the best in life. When you value yourself, you become more capable of setting healthy boundaries, moving away from toxic situations, and pursuing what truly makes your heart vibrate. Respect for yourself also means being honest with yourself, recognizing your weaknesses, but not letting them define who you are. By building a strong sense of self-worth, you become more confident in your choices and actions. This doesn't mean that you will be perfect or that you won't make mistakes, but rather that you will be constantly evolving, learning from each experience, and becoming a better version of yourself every day. The secret to success is learning to accept yourself with all your qualities and defects, to embrace who you are, and to trust that, in doing so, you will be ready to face any challenge that arises. So remember that self-love is not a luxury or an indulgence, but rather a necessity. It is the fuel that fuels your actions, your behavior, and your ability to move forward. Without it, it's difficult to achieve anything lasting or meaningful because you'll be constantly doubting yourself. With him, everything becomes possible. When you learn to respect and love yourself, doors begin to open. Transcendence, overcoming the past, and creating a new future. Life is a constant opportunity for reinvention. Transcendence is a powerful and transformative concept that allows us to begin again, regardless of the difficulties or limitations we carry from the past. Unlike other species, humans have the unique ability to reflect on their history and decide which direction to follow, starting from where they are. The past, no matter how painful or complicated it may have been, does not define who you are, and it certainly does not need to dictate what you will be in the future. The process of transcendence begins when you understand that you are not tied to what happened before. It doesn't matter the failures or mistakes made in the past. We all have the power to redefine our destiny. This is possible because we are the only beings on Earth capable of reflecting on our behavior, making adjustments, and creating new possibilities. So, by taking responsibility for your choices, you can write a new story, a new chapter. The first step to transcendence is realizing that you are not condemned to be who you have always been. Just because something happened in your childhood or you made mistakes in the past doesn't mean you can't start again. On the contrary, your past is a lesson, a foundation for what is to come. No one is stuck with the person they were in the past. True freedom lies in learning from your experiences and having the courage to change the direction of your life. Transcendence also involves breaking family or social patterns that no longer serve you. If, for example, you come from a family where financial success or personal growth have never been valued, you may decide to be different. You can change the way you think and act by challenging what has been passed down to you over the years. This type of change begins with awareness and the decision that your life will be different. It's not about denying the past, but about not letting it control your choices. When you choose to transcend, you also choose to be the architect of your own future. This requires courage, of course, as changing means leaving your comfort zone and facing the unknown. But the reward of living a purposeful life, achieving your goals, and overcoming personal limits is immeasurable. The process of transcendence involves self-discovery, empowerment, and the ability to continually reinvent oneself. Transcendence is the key to creating a bright future. By understanding that your life does not need to be a repetition of what happened, you become capable of making more conscious choices, creating new opportunities, and living more freely. By embracing this perspective, you pave the way for a future full of possibilities, where your actions today determine who you will be tomorrow. When you decide to transcend, you become the most authentic version of yourself, not stuck in old patterns or limitations. This is the true power of transformation, and believe me, it is within your reach. The importance of communication, the key to personal and professional success. Communication is a fundamental skill that is often underestimated, but which has the power to shape our lives in profound ways. It is not just limited to the act of speaking, but extends to how we connect with others, how we exchange ideas, and how we can influence the world around us. We live in an era where information is the most valuable currency, but for it to really have value, it is necessary to share it and transmit it effectively. And this is only possible through communication. The way we express ourselves can make all the difference between success and failure. One of the main factors that separates successful people from those who don't achieve their goals is the ability to communicate. You can be the most intelligent and talented, but if you don't know how to convey your ideas, no one will know what you're capable of. Likewise, communication also involves listening. Listening carefully is as crucial as speaking, as it is from this exchange that the best ideas and solutions emerge. In times past, power was in the hands of landowners or those who possessed material wealth. However, today the situation has changed. The real power now lies in the possession of knowledge. And more important than having knowledge is knowing how to apply it and share it with other people. When you know how to talk to people, whether in a personal or professional context, you put yourself in a position of leadership and influence. This does not mean dominating conversations, but rather being able to engage others, understand them, and lead the discussion productively. Furthermore, effective communication is also essential for personal growth. When you communicate your ideas clearly, you also improve your ability to understand yourself and organize yourself internally. When you explain your thoughts to others, you force yourself to reflect more deeply on what you believe and what you want to achieve. Communication, then, is not just a tool for interaction, but also a tool for self-discovery and personal development. Communication is not just about what you say, but also how you say it. The way you express yourself, your tone of voice, your choice of words, your gestures, and even your silence have a direct impact on how your ideas are received. Learning to communicate effectively is essential for anyone who wants to be successful in life, whether in the business world, in personal relationships, or in pursuit of their own goals. An important point to highlight is that effective communication goes far beyond words. It involves empathy, understanding the other, and a genuine exchange. To truly connect with people, you need to go beyond what is being said. You need to actively listen and understand the other person's emotional context. This creates a space for mutual growth and the development of creative and effective solutions. In this new context in which we live, in which communication is the basis of interactions and decisions, those who know how to communicate efficiently put themselves in an advantageous position. Communication is not just a social skill, but a true life skill, capable of transforming situations, solving problems, and achieving goals, regardless of your area of activity. Now that you understand the importance of communication, it's time to practice it more consciously and effectively. Always try to improve your communication skills, both in formal and informal situations. Communication is one of the greatest resources you have to achieve success and achieve your most ambitious goals. The art of listening, the foundation of healthy and effective relationships. One of the most powerful and, at the same time, most neglected skills in communication is the art of listening. Often, when interacting with other people, we tend to focus our efforts on what we're going to say next, or on what we are already thinking while the other person is speaking. This lack of attention and active listening can harm our relationships and, consequently, our success in various areas of life. The ability to listen is as crucial as the ability to speak. Real listening goes far beyond simply listening to someone's words. It's about paying full attention to what the other person is trying to convey, not just the content of the words, but also the emotions and underlying meaning. When we listen carefully, we are showing respect and appreciation for the other person's point of view. This creates a more collaborative and productive environment in which people feel heard and understood, which strengthens mutual trust. Furthermore, knowing how to listen helps reduce misunderstandings and conflicts, aspects that can undermine any relationship, whether personal or professional. When we don't listen carefully, we can make wrong assumptions or take hasty actions, which leads to poor decisions. On the other hand, by practicing active listening, we are able to better understand the needs, concerns, and perspectives of others, which makes it easier to solve problems and create more effective solutions. In a world where everyone is constantly talking and conveying their ideas, those who really know how to listen stand out. This does not mean that we should be passive or submissive in our interactions, but rather that we should be able to understand others' point of view before reacting. This skill is especially important in the workplace, where collaboration and mutual understanding are essential to the success of projects and teams. A good leader, for example, is one who knows how to listen to his colleagues and subordinates, taking their ideas and concerns into consideration before making decisions. Active listening also plays a crucial role in personal development. When we are open to listening to other people, especially those with different perspectives than our own, we have the opportunity to learn and grow. This allows us to expand our understanding of the world and ourselves, as well as strengthening our capacity for empathy, an essential skill for dealing with the challenges and dynamics of everyday life. In many situations, words are not enough to express everything a person feels or thinks. It is in this context that active listening becomes even more important. Knowing how to read between the lines, noticing nonverbal signals such as tone of voice, gestures, and facial expressions can provide us with a deeper and more complete understanding of what is being communicated. This allows us to not only understand others better, but also respond more sensitively and effectively. Therefore, by cultivating the ability to listen attentively and empathetically, you will be investing in strengthening your personal and professional relationships. Active listening is the basis for effective communication, mutual understanding, and the construction of more collaborative and harmonious environments. By becoming a good listener, you will be building bridges not only to success, but also to peace of mind and mutual growth. Now that you understand the importance of knowing how to listen, put this skill into practice in your daily life. Whether at work, in studies, or in your personal life, listen attentively, empathetically, and genuinely. How to handle conflict constructively. Conflicts are inevitable in any relationship, whether personal or professional. However, how we deal with these conflicts can make all the difference in the quality of our bonds and the progress of our activities. Instead of avoiding conflicts or reacting impulsively, you can approach them constructively and turn them into opportunities for learning and growth. First, it is essential to understand that conflicts are not necessarily negative. They arise when there are differences of opinion, needs, or expectations, and if handled respectfully and objectively, they can lead to more creative and effective solutions. The key is not to let conflict develop into something destructive, like hostility or resentment, but to use it to strengthen relationships. A constructive approach to resolving conflict begins with emotional control. In moments of disagreement, it's easy to let frustration or anger take over. However, it is essential to remain calm, take a deep breath, and reflect before reacting. This prevents us from taking impulsive actions that could worsen the situation. By maintaining serenity, we are able to think more clearly and respond more rationally. Another crucial point is effective communication. During a conflict, it is important to express your thoughts and feelings clearly and assertively without accusing or attacking the other person. Instead of using phrases like, "you always do this," try to speak in a way that focuses on your own emotions and needs, such as, "I feel frustrated when." This helps prevent the conversation from becoming an exchange of accusations and opens up space for a more productive dialogue. Furthermore, it is essential to listen to the other side. Often, in conflict situations, we become so focused on defending our point of view that we forget to listen carefully to what the other person is saying. Active listening, as mentioned previously, is essential to understand the other person's motivations and feelings, which can facilitate problem solving in a more harmonious way. Ultimately, seeking win-win solutions should be the goal. Instead of viewing conflict as a competition in which one person must win and the other lose, try to find a solution that benefits both sides. This strengthens collaboration and trust between the parties and demonstrates that it is possible to reach agreements even in the midst of disagreements. Handling conflict constructively not only improves relationships, but also contributes to personal growth. By learning to manage disagreements respectfully and collaboratively, you develop valuable skills such as empathy, patience, and problem solving. This way, you create a healthier and more productive environment where challenges become opportunities for evolution. Maintaining long-lasting and healthy relationships. Maintaining healthy, long-lasting relationships requires constant effort. While it's natural for there to be ups and downs, the foundation of any solid bond is mutual trust and respect. One of the keys to preserving this quality is continuous communication. Maintaining an open dialogue where both parties feel heard and respected is essential. Furthermore, dedication to showing affection and support in small daily actions strengthens bonds. Gestures of kindness, such as words of support or being present in important moments, make all the difference. Another vital aspect is flexibility. As people grow and change, it is essential to adapt to new needs and circumstances without losing commitment to others. Cultivating patience, understanding, and commitment are attitudes that guarantee the longevity of relationships. In short, to maintain lasting relationships, you need continuous commitment, empathy, and the desire to grow together. If you like this content, subscribe to the channel, share with friends, and leave a comment below.